Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Say thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video where an Asian woman was talking about how anti-black her community, how anti-black they are. And then an Indian lady also like came out to talk about how, I mean, like if we're not black people, there will never be Indians or any of them in United States, which is true because it was a civil rights that gave all of them all the rights that they have to this very moment, not just only Asians, like Latinos too, and also to my cousins and brothers, diasporas, and all that. Sometimes when I look at the way they treat their own, right, I feel like majority of them do not even know their roots. Because tell me how an Asian person will we have to side with this person to treat me badly, probably just because you want to align yourself with white supremacy or proximity to whiteness. But sometimes I sit down and I am like, some people really do not know their root, because when you do know your root, you will definitely find that you can never ever dine with your oppressor. Rather, you look for a way to take your oppressor out of the way to continue moving, because when they are on your way, a lot is blocked, but majority of you do not understand it. They think black people only want to keep wanting to, but then you all will get to understand all this. Let's get into this video.
The Asian community is literally so anti-black, and it literally fucking pisses me off. Like, we are literally so uneducated, uninformed, just misinformed, everything about the black community, and it pisses me off. And like, it just boggles my mind how a lot of Asians see black people as beneath them. I shit you not, I literally saw someone on my story and I literally was so gagged. Like, I was like, are you serious right now? And I sent him a message, ask him if he's being serious about this. This guy is Bhutanese. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but like, I guess he got like some kind of spray tan or whatever because he's doing some kind of stupid movie shoot or whatever. Roy posts on his story and says, because his skin is like 10 shades darker or something, he said, can I say the N-word now? With a ninja emoji next to it. I slid up so fucking quick and I asked this man, are you fucking serious right now? And guess what? That man left me on red. Need I say again that he is not black? He is Bhutanese from Bhutan or whatever the fuck you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Quite honestly, like, the Asian community is literally so underhandedly racist to the black community, and it just, like, not to mention the black community is one of the most supportive of marginalized groups that has ever like uplifted the Asian community and actually put effort into supporting us. I'm probably gonna piss a lot of Asians off for saying that, but it's literally the truth and I fucking see it for what it is.
Indian people wouldn't be in the United States if it wasn't for Black Americans protesting and the whole civil rights movement, and then getting the immigration laws and the Civil Rights Act passed that allowed us to immigrate here on merit. Stop being racist. Stop it.
The reason why I don't really fuck with a lot of you POC communities, especially the ones that can look like black people, is because y'all are in steady competition with black Americans. Well, black people, but specifically black Americans out here. And the competition that you think exists is always consistently one-sided. See, you all have been talking specifically right now to the South Asian community. You all have been getting your ass handed to you on this internet. A black woman's internet. And I ain't talking about Beyonce, baby. I'm talking about the bitch that created it. You all have been getting fucked up. Okay? And you're all getting fucked up by the same person that you sit at bended knee for. Okay? What would you like? This is what you ask Caucasian people every single day. You are in constant competition with black Americans because you are consistently wanting and vying for not only the approval, but for the attention of Caucasian people. And Caucasian people pay you no motherfucking mind. And for some odd reason, since all Caucasian people do is hyper focus on black people, even though we are not asking for it, we don't want it, we want to be left the fuck alone. You think that your issue was with us. You are mad. You were consistently mad. The way that they wanted to strip the visas because they said that y'all are nothing but the DEI hires. The way that they sit there and tell you when you come from your country that you can't be doctors and stuff like that. You don't qualify because your education out there ain't shit. The way that they treat y'all and create y'all into these low income jobs out here that you have to work just, not just as hard as black people, that's a lie. But you got to work hella hard, way more harder than them to try to get into places. The way that they push y'all into black communities because they don't want to live amongst you. And they create stereotypes and stories and ideologies about how you look and how your hygiene is and your food and all the other types of stuff that they do. The way that they talk about y'all, the way that they disrespect y'all and demean y'all, it's just like you are so beat down by them, but you won't have the gumption, you won't gain the balls and the spine and the backbone to do anything towards those people. So you think that the next best option is to kick us? You sure about that? You sure you want to do that? And I'm getting all of this because of that whole Shiru fucking conversation. Where the fuck that man name is? For you to sit there and have to pay somebody to blow smoke up your ass and call you this mega world star, please understand that a mega world star doesn't have to identify himself as a mega world star. That's one. And what I also find interesting is that a lot of you in your communities, y'all acknowledge the Met Gala. You think that the Met Gala is one of the best social events of the year, that anybody is going to attend. So why are you not angry at the fact that Anna Wintour has never invited your people? Why are you angry at the fact that Anna Wintour and the Met Gala has never thought to bring Bollywood out over here on Grace the Steps over here, Mr. Megastars? But in fact, the Met Gala was about black culture. The Met Gala said black dandyism, where elegance and resistance or something like that meet. The Met Gala was being handled by black people, black women. And it was black people that acknowledged your people. It was black people that brought your people over here to grace the steps. And the bare minimum that your people could have fucking did was be respectful to our culture and be on theme. But they had to censor themselves and came in there to make themselves comfortable because you all don't have no level of clue of solidarity. You have no idea what that is. And because you have no idea what that is, I promise you, you will not succeed in the way that you think that you will out here. You know why? Because too many of you are still bending over, spreading cheeks, trying to, like I said, get the love and the acceptance of the same people that can't fucking stand you. Of the same people that pay you no motherfucking mind. Of the same people that disrespect you at every opportunity that they get. Good luck with that one. And black people, stop thinking that there is some level of camaraderie that you are ever going to gain with anybody in this world if they are not Negro. We gonna fight amongst each other, but we gonna need to learn that fighting amongst each other is nothing more than family fighting at the dinner table, but all we have is each other. Black people in the diaspora need to come to terms and get that shit a grip with. I don't give a fuck in your individual lives how many people that you've met that you think is okay and you want to try to hold respect for the entire community. These are the same people that do not do the same thing for you and your people. They do not want their children with you. They believe that you are the scum of the earth. Bollywood is not worried about having black culture and black Americans or black people out in their lands and do anything with them. They believe that you have deserved everything that you have received in the past and what you are receiving now, because they are refusing to see past their own issues, and they are refusing to realize that the way to freedom and the way to success is to go against the people that can't stand anybody that doesn't lack the ability to not fry in the sun.
Even though I should be strangely used to it by now, I'm still extremely disappointed in the way that foreign people of color emigrate to the United States and are immediately anti-Black towards Black Americans. What I keep forgetting, however, is just how common things like skin bleaching are in foreign countries, primarily in the populations of countries of people who emigrate to America the most frequently. Skin bleaching is so much the norm in those countries. It's kind of a social expectation. It's the standard there. So coming to America and viewing and observing how Black American people are so proud of their heritage, their culture, their identity, and most importantly, their skin culture is akin to like racist culture shock for foreign people of color. Because one thing that is absolutely intolerable here in the United States of America, even where colorism is still a problem, skin bleaching is lame ass behavior. Always. And that is something I truly appreciate about the advocacy and the work that Black American people have done in America, is making colorism so frowned upon, so socially and legally unacceptable, that skin bleaching here in the United States has not taken hold and likely will never take hold. And that we can thank Black Americans for. What I also need foreign people of color to thank Black Americans for is the fact that you can even come to an America in the first place. Because as I have said before and will continue to repeat until I'm blue in the face, the sole reason why America even has immigration laws and protections for immigrants in the first place is solely because of the civil rights advocacy and work of Black American people. I don't know how many times I have to repeat that for foreign people of color to understand. I don't know what's not clicking. I'm beginning to accept that foreign people of color are a lot like racist white poor people who are still blinded by their racism, and willfully so, so much so that they're willing to be blinded by their racism, their prejudice, their bigotry, even when it harms them, because it just suits them to be hateful rather than to partner with or work with communities whose advocacy benefits them. What's not fucking clicking? And every single time foreign people of color come to the US and think that they're doing something special by being antagonistic towards Black American people or separating themselves from Black American people, you know, the whole I know Black, I Dominican kind of thing, they end up just singling themselves out for further harm from white supremacist politicians, structures, laws, etc. Because if you're not part of a group, then you don't have that group's protection. There is safety in numbers, and you all choose not to ally with Black American people and instead stay amongst yourselves like you're doing something, then you're just easier to pick off. It's easier for white supremacy to attack you and erase you and harm you. But y'all don't want to hear me. You just want to dance.
Hey, cool kids, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more. And by now, y'all know what I'm talking about. This is from what I know about the mental health aspect of racism and racial violence. This is not even coming from the revenge arc side, which is a perfectly understandable point of view. I say all the time, anybody who is not Black needs to get down on their knees every night and thank whatever God they serve that Black people are not even 10% as bad as you think we are. But now I want to talk about it from the mental health aspect, because you have no idea the psychological toll that racial violence has on Black people in the United States. You would lose your own mind looking through some of that data. Like, racial violence, the stress of racial violence literally lowers our life expectancy out the gate from jump. I'm a millennial. I have been watching people who look like me be brutalized by police in grainy VHS footage, 420p, 720p, 1080p, and now 4K. You can literally trace the evolution of visual media by stringing together a bunch of videos of Black people being brutalized by police over time. And of course, they won't tell you about the other times that this has happened in history. They don't tell you about Celia, the slave girl who was executed for murdering her master because he was sexually abusing her. They don't tell you about how many slave masters were poisoned. Taking violence out of the equation, they don't tell you that Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, that court case that desegregated public schools, they don't tell you that part of the reason the Supreme Court ruled the way they did is because of the potentially irreversible psychological effects of school segregation on Black children. Answer me in the comments, have you ever spent a significant amount of time thinking about the mental health effects of racial violence on Black people? And let me be clear about one thing. I am not finna pull up a chair and celebrate somebody getting killed. That's not our MO. That's theirs. But I do want to talk seriously about the mental health effects of racism on Black people in America. Because if a white boy can feel like life is unfair to him and walk into a church and shoot up the whole Bible study, I think we can talk about mental health here.
New trend alert, stop interacting with racists. Stop interacting with racists. This app is being overrun. This app feels like X. We keep interacting with racists, and it emboldens them even further. They will continue to flood our comment sections. They will continue to say rancid things. And they will continue to be who they are, racist. Delete their comments and block them. I genuinely shake my head every time I see a black person interacting with a racist in a way that is not patronizing. You guys are genuinely trying to educate racists who have zero warmth behind their eyes. They have a zero spirit in their body. If you were to ask me what hell is that. It's living in a body that is, it is living in a body that is predisposed to hate. It is living in a body that is so fearful of people who don't look like them. That's got to be hell, right? Hell is a racist existing in their own body. That is hell. I saw an entire comment section of white people saying that racism is just not a thing here. It doesn't happen here. And what black people are saying is wrong. There is no racism in America, and the racism that we claim to experience is all in our heads. It's an exaggeration. It's a fabrication. And then there are black people in those comment sections explaining to those folks why racism exists, why it's a thing in this country. I'm embarrassed. I have plenty of white friends and coworkers and people who aren't racist. But I need you to understand that whiteness will protect whiteness at all cost.
This is all I got from this video, and shout out to this beautiful sister. Sincerely speaking, majority of the times I sit down and think about that, like, how black people have been treated and how they are still being treated this way, and how some people that black people save their butts are being anti-black. I think anti-black is something that I don't know if it's ever going to stop or not. Why did I say this? I said this because at some point I feel like everybody do not want to associate with black people. They only, not like they do. Yes, somehow they do not want to associate with black people, but they also want to be like black people and associate with black people. Why did I say this? I said this because most of them only want to benefit from the things that black people do. Now, check out all the people that grew off black platforms. Literally all of them that grew off black platforms. You will understand what I am saying. They love everything that got to do with black glamour, the money that comes with black people, because when a black person or black people support you, trust me, it's all over. When I say it's all over, it's all over. Black people will be there for you like all time, all day. That is something that I know about them. So all these people that were able to migrate or were able to immigrate from wherever they come from, the Asians, all of them, because it was because of civil rights that you all fought. Not them. You people fought so hard to make sure that everybody, not just you, because you got the civil right and you all extended it to every one of them. Because if not for the civil right, trust me, I am sure they won't smell that American dream, because some of them are so lucky that they migrated and life became easier for them. It was because some people stepped back to fight. Sometimes when I sit down and see also my cousins, that all these diaspora things that I hear majority of the time and all that, let me tell you something. Some of them do not know anything about history and they do not understand. But I also feel like for you not to understand, it's kind of crazy. Why do I say it's crazy? I say it's crazy because I feel like if you do not know your history, your life will not be in place. Your life can never be in place. You will always be out of order even when you are not supposed to be out of order, because you don't have a root. So sometimes when I have conversations with people and we talk about politics, talk about how colonization, imperialism, capitalism, and all that have eaten so deep in some certain aspect of our lives, right? And see, I may not be super accurate, but I am telling my people that in the next 10, 15 years, there will be a huge turnaround in politics and in history. Because as it stands, everybody is looking, tracing his roots back to where he is coming from. Because some certain things happening to you, it's from your roots, where you come from. So majority of the people are tracing it back. The ones that could not are retracing, right? Why? Because they don't want to know what is going on. And while looking for a way to ingrain in your history, you will find out that the things you missed out on, you actually want to bring them back. And that is the bond that will bond you and I. This is something that will happen, you know? You and I will eventually bond so good because we are always going to, or we will eventually understand that there is need for that to happen. And awakening is already happening. Some people may not know, some people may not say it, but it's all over. It's obvious. This is actually a period of awakening for so many things. And why is all of this happening? It's happening because United States has already sold themselves out. And with everything that has also happened within this period of time and all that has already also shown some people that there is need. The only people that will not find their roots back are the fools. Sorry to use this word, but that is what it is. The fools, when one thing is that even when there are white people, you will always see fools. That is also part of life. And there will always be someone to sell you out. That's why you have black people that are conservatives, that are MAGAs. No matter how you said that we are going to make black community great, there must be 2 or 3 persons, but they do not actually matter because 3% out of 100 is not a lot. I mean, majority carries the vote, right? You will find that a whole lot will happen. This is just it's not just, I'm not just saying it, but it's already happening and you know it. But the people that probably do not know it are the people that do not know their roots. But in the end, everybody, especially you and I, and the motherland and my people that are not in motherland will find a way. I know sometimes we all fight and all that, but there will always be a way to come back because, like she said, no matter how black people fight, it's like family fighting, right? But we can stick together and fight the people that think that we are not going to excel. Why? Because they do not want you to excel, because that system that has been there to oppress you is something that they do not want to remove. I know I am like, touching almost all aspects from Asians being racist, taken to diaspora, talking about your reunion and all that. But all these things are all something that in the end we are all going to experience it. I am going to draw the curtain here because the video is already long, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.